Hello to all of you wonderful moms out there. This is episode 95 of Achieve Your Ambitious Mom Life. I'm your host, Anuki Kapasi, and I'm here to empower you with life planning tools so that you can envision and plan and take action on your big ideas while prioritizing family. Today, I am bringing back a special replay from last year's holiday series, and I hand-selected this one because I think it's the perfect time of year for us to rediscover who we are beyond the endless cycle that we often find ourselves in, and of course, all of the wild cards that are thrown at us during the holidays. For example, have you ever felt like you lost sight of yourself? Like you're stuck juggling parenting and household responsibilities, and of course, your personal well-being. You don't quite remember that woman you used to be who loved working and had various interests and was good at her job and even gained some success. This can often feel even more heavy during the holidays. Yes, the holidays are a joyous time of year, but I feel like all of the stuff that we constantly have to do, they're still there during the holidays. Or there's this pending cloud over your head that once the holidays are over, that you're going to get smacked right in the face with all of that stuff again. If you find yourself in this place where you're feeling really lost, sometimes the holidays can exacerbate that feeling because now you're doing even more and a lot of it isn't for yourself. It's for the rest of the people around you. And look, we just came out of the Thanksgiving frenzy. And so we've all took our time to appreciate our families. There's no one here arguing that it's not good to do lots of things for your family. We have so much love and respect and appreciation for all the people in our lives that make our lives so special. What I'm trying to say is that there is a way for you to pay attention to yourself and what you need and the things that light you up without sacrificing your family connection. High-achieving moms who feel disconnected from themselves can actually use the holidays as a catalyst to reclaim their passions and identity beyond motherhood. And you can do all of this without sacrificing family time. What if I told you that the holiday traditions you're already doing could become powerful self-discovery tools? That's why today I'm sharing how to transform the holiday traditions into a kind of launching pad for you to rediscover your passions, to reclaim your sense of self beyond motherhood, and experience a sort of renewed clarity about what brings you joy. And the bigger picture that I'm trying to paint here is that the real issue isn't that you have to choose between success or your passions and your purpose versus family life or other roles that you might have. Instead, I want you to reframe the holidays and all of the traditions that come with it as a way for you to nurture your personal passions and your family connections simultaneously. So if you're ready to go from feeling disconnected from yourself to working on meaningful projects alongside your family, then let's start unwrapping your potential, starting with this episode. Are you looking for a way to blend success and motherhood without losing sight of who you are? I get it. I've been there too. Hi, I'm Anuki, a PhD researcher, business owner, and homeschooling mom of 2 boys. As your life coach, I help moms like you create a life you love at home and at work. If you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed, overscheduled, and overlooked, and want a clear roadmap to a balanced life, a meaningful career, and finally feeling like yourself again while being the awesome mama that you are, you're in the right place. In this journey to create the life you truly desire, it's time to rediscover your dreams and achieve your ambitious mom life. I want to pause and take a moment to thank you all, really, for listening, subscribing, and putting your reviews in. As a scientist, quality control is one of the most important parts of any project. And for podcasting, one form of quality control is through listener feedback. I read every single review and I use it to refine the show. In that way, you all, as the listeners, have such an active role in the success of this podcast. So I'm going to take a second to read a review. Love this new podcast. The episodes really resonated with me as a working mom and where I am today. And my journal is filled with new reflections. Solve for Mom, way to go. Anuki, you are an inspiration. Well, thank you so much, Vicki, for your kind words. I want to make this great for my listeners. I'm committed to being there and supporting you through this podcast. All right, guys, now let's get back to the show. It's actually a big topic of discussion in our culture, the big identity crisis problem. But I actually don't like to refer to it that way. I think it's actually overly dramatic and it's too easy to swing too far in the other direction. But as moms, I think we can all appreciate that sometimes it's hard to build this identity and work on our individuality. When I talk about working on our individuality, I don't mean it in the selfish sense. I don't want us to be a culture of me, or have discussions focused on I want, I need, whatever. As moms, we have all experienced times when we place everyone else's needs over our own. And that's really what I'm talking about. Many of us see this quote-unquote sacrifice as part of our job description because we are moms, right? We often think, I have to help our family because they depend on me. It seems obvious that to prioritize them, we must put our hobbies and our interests on hold for now. And that might be okay for certain situations. But over time, we become so far removed from the person we were before motherhood, and then we feel disconnected from our passions, our values, and our sense of self. We no longer know what our interests are, let alone actually having a hobby. We no longer do the things that are just for us. And sometimes you might feel you don't know what you enjoy or find meaningful anymore. There's actually a survey that was done in 2019 that found that 78% of mothers report feeling that they've lost some aspect of their identity after having children. Does that sound like you? And then, as the designated family organizer, this probably is amplified during the holidays for you because that is a time when your time becomes limited. And so pursuing your passions just doesn't seem to fit in your schedule. And of course, you're unloading so many more activities during the holidays that your mental space to explore other interests is probably limited as well. So to address this issue, I'm going to share 3 powerful ways that the holidays can inspire you to connect with yourself a little better. It might help to write these down. Each of these ways are completely different approaches, and you might be able to work on them at the same time, or you might want to just try one thing out this holiday season. Okay, the first one is to reflect on meaningful traditions. In episode 14, I talked about how I plan to use my favorite family traditions as a way to blend my personal interests with my family time. So I don't want to rehash that all over again. I'm going to link episode 14 to the show notes so you can listen to some of the ideas that I proposed there. But the main point is that you can identify and focus on holiday traditions that truly resonate with your values and that bring you joy. Now, some of you might be creating traditions for the first time, like you're going to try something out this year, and it may become a new family tradition. I personally have put in a lot of work already to identify and initiate some family traditions. So it's something that I want to make sure happens annually during the holidays now. So why am I talking about traditions? I see traditions as a way to connect us to our past and our values. When we practice our traditions, we're putting our values in motion. So recognizing what matters to you is such a crucial part of defining your core purpose and aligning your life around it. These traditions are going to increase your sense of belonging in your family unit. So how do you do this? I want you to kind of scan your holiday traditions that already exist. Write down the holiday activities that you already do and ask yourself, which ones feel meaningful? Which ones feel like obligations? I want you to choose intentionally. Select 1 or 2 of these traditions and then reflect on your personal or family values and prioritize those. Now, if you have a life plan, this is going to be so much easier. I'm going to link episode 8 that talks about how to create a life plan. Okay, so let's say you don't really have any traditions that seem to be a regular thing or that align with your values. Then you're going to want to create a new tradition. To do this, think about a passion or a value that you want to celebrate. So for example, if creativity is an important value to you, maybe you can start a craft-based or a DIY tradition with your family. Something I look forward to every year is selecting a new ornament. So every year, our Christmas tree grows by 1 extra ornament. Another example is that a close family member gifts us with a photo book every holiday, and we display it on our console table. So whenever we get the new one, we just switch it out for the last year one, and that becomes on display for the rest of the year. The next 2 ways for self-discovery have to do with the fact that the holidays are a unique time. There's constant novelty, increased family and social time, and often it's a change of environment and scheduling too. So that's a perfect time for self-reflection and also to try new things. It's a natural source of inspiration and creativity, and you're likely to be embedded in conversations that stimulate all kinds of interesting ideas. I want you to enjoy the enchantment of the holidays because that can spur on optimism and confidence in you to really try new things. I also find that I'm usually high in spirits during this time and my personality really shines through. And because of that, it's a nice compliment to be pursuing my passion projects as well. The gifts that you receive during this time can even inspire you to try new things, to use them, or to do things with them. So with that in mind, the next 2 things are to embrace the magic of the holidays to fuel your self-reflection and also to experiment with your passion projects. Reflection can occur in many ways. Everyone has a different reflection ritual. So for me, I like to go for walks. I share gratitude with my family at meals. I enjoy watching my kids playing carefree, especially during such a joy-filled period. Their smiles and their laughs are perfect backdrops for me to relax and just let my mind wander. I use those moments when they're content to remind myself what I've accomplished, what I feel proud of, and what I like sharing with my family, how similar and different each of us are in my family, things like that. I also meditate for clarity. And journaling is something that I'm trying to become a little more consistent in, but there are lots of ways to journal as well. I like to focus on things that bring me joy. I call them sparks. When I get to sit down, I write things down about what was really neat in the day, something that my kids said that made me smile or laugh, or that made my heart swell, some moment of happiness from my day, and I jot that down. It's basically become my instruction manual for creating happiness in my life. Because when I flip back, it's just a series of happy moments, and I always think to myself, how can I recreate this? The overall process basically takes me like 2 minutes. There are actually studies that show the benefits of journaling as a way of boosting your well-being. Neuroscience research indicates that reflection strengthens your self-awareness and reduces stress. Intentional quiet moments can help you reconnect with your inner voice. Now, the caveat is that most of these studies were in patients and they required journaling sessions multiple days of the week, usually more than 10 minutes. So my experience is probably anecdotal and I don't know how it relates to all that research, but for me, I find my 2 minutes works just fine and I do feel that boost of optimism and gratitude. I'm sure if I need to do deeper self-reflection, I would probably have to sit for a longer time. And by the way, I'm including great life crafting, personal growth journal prompts for busy moms in my newsletter. If you want some inspiration for your reflections and increase your self-awareness and self-connection, sign up for my twice monthly newsletter. Use the link in the show notes. And that third solution is to experiment with your passion projects during the holidays. The holiday season is an opportunity to pilot test a passion project that excites you. So just make it small scale, which reduces the intimidation factor for any pressure that you might be setting for yourself. Let's take a quick pause here for a sec. If you're still figuring out how to blend success and family, I want you to know about my coaching program, where I help you go from feeling disconnected from yourself to stuck and actually understanding yourself better and creating a life where you can be everything you need to be for your kids, your career, and yourself, all without sacrificing what matters most. From creating your personalized life plan to learning how to align your time and your values, we're going to work together so that you can truly enjoy life and experience joy and be present for your family. This is where you get time with me. Having been exactly where you are before, I know how it feels. And I have helped other women break free from this exact same cycle that you're in. Life planning provides that customized roadmap that's going to empower you to envision your ideal life across all of your roles. And so that can happen regardless of what season it is, regardless of whether it's the holidays or it's summertime or you're neck deep in maybe homeschooling or a busy season at work. Life planning helps you create a strategic plan that aligns your time with your values. And it leads you to implementing the correct systems so that you can make daily decisions confidently. In just a couple of weeks, you'll be able to reclaim your idea of success. And I can't even express how much further you're going to be from how you feel today. I think you're going to be absolutely blown away by what you're capable of when you have clarity on what lights you up and you have this GPS of your life's decisions. So you can book your free exploratory call now by going into the show notes. And by the way, this call is completely free and there is no pressure. It's just a chance for us to talk about where you are and where you want to go and how I can help you turn your ideal life into your real life. All right, let's get back. It's really no secret that I believe passion projects are the main way to strengthen your individuality. It also increases your freedom and it adds to your overall happiness and mental well-being. So how would you do this during the holidays? I want you to identify a passion that you've been curious about or that maybe you've put on hold. Start small. Dedicate, let's say, one evening to your project during the holidays. So for instance, I like to try out one new recipe. I've mentioned a few times before, I'm not a confident cook, but one new thing, it just doesn't sound intimidating to me and I can totally handle that. Another thing is that I really miss gardening during the winter. So this year, I really want to try out winter greenhouse gardening. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to give it a go. In the past, I've used the holidays to experiment with interior decorating. I make fashion changes, hairstyle changes. I just use the holidays as this sort of anything goes, this is special, I'm going to try something new kind of attitude. And another thing that's optional is to involve your family. You can turn your new passion into a bonding experience by inviting your kids or your spouse to join in. You could just keep it for you. That's also fine. That could be a little personal retreat for yourself, but sometimes, you want to keep the family involved during the holidays. So that's it. See how easy it can be and how much there is to look forward to during the holidays? Even I was falling for the trap of seeing my upcoming task list grow during the holidays, and working on this episode actually helped me with my excitement, and it started to trump this exhaustion that I was expecting to experience. To recap, we talked about how moms often experience a drop or loss in their individuality for a prolonged period of time, where they feel disconnected from themselves and their purpose. And then this emptiness sort of deepens during the holiday hustle. But then I showed how we can flip the script and instead use the holidays to find a renewed sense of purpose. The 3 ways that we discussed are: 1, focusing on meaningful traditions. Either find the ones that seem to work and align with your values and hone in on those and let go of the ones that feel like obligations, or create new ones that you'd like to see over the years. The second way is to take advantage of this uniquely magical time to reflect on things that bring you optimism, joy, and gratitude. The third way is to experiment with passion projects. Remember, do what is simple, not intimidating, and small scale. Also remember that self-discovery is a journey. The holidays are an opportunity to really take it small, but be inspired and take meaningful steps. So I hope you get to try these strategies out. They are so simple and can really only help. There just is no downside to trying any of them. Again, I really want to thank you for listening in today, and I wish you the most wonderful holiday wishes for you and your families. I hope today's episode will help you create time and freedom to pursue something you love to do. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe and tell other purpose-driven mamas about it. Who knows? You might even make a new friend by sharing a tip. It's all free. By the way, it would be amazing to hear what you think about the show when you leave a review on Apple Podcasts. After all, my passion is to make this a great experience for you. I'll see you next week for another episode of Achieve Your Ambitious Mom Life with Anoki Kapasi.